All sounds have characteristic qualities which your ear learns to recognize. Listen. Listen as we play the same sound.
All right, welcome everybody to another edition of PTR Radio here on the fabulous interweb.
Yay!
Now with Phygital intro. That's right, Phygital. It's a thing.
Phygital.
Phygital.
Okay.
See, look, I'm not lying either. Look, see, it's Phygital.
Yeah.
See, it's a Phygital. It's from a CD. You know, these things existed a while ago. They're a little bit weird.
I haven't bought a CD in at least 2 weeks.
Yeah, 2 weeks. What are you buying them from the dollar bin?
No, they're new.
They're new.
Yeah.
What are you buying on CD that's new?
Well, see, I bought the digital Noir pack, and it's the one that keeps
Digital Noir or Noir?
I've heard in the advertisement for it, they used like 8 different pronunciations.
Okay.
So at this point, I'm not even going to try because they've messed me up. I used to be able to pronounce that barely. Now they've messed me up.
Ah, see, now you.
But they keep advertising it on Sirius.
Yeah.
And I found it on Amazon for much cheaper, and I'm like, yeah, okay, fine, I'll buy it. But also, Disney keeps coming out with these soundtrack packs with like extra tracks of when the music was first made, the demo tracks and little booklets, and so I keep buying those. They go into the display case of Disney.
All right, I got to drop out and come back again.
Okay.
Don't forget to spin yourself around.
All right. For those of you that are curious, this is PTR Radio here. Like I said, on the interweb. We are streaming on both YouTube and YouNow, because we cover all the you things. If Ustream was still a thing, we'd be on that too. But that's a different type of a you. Yes. That's a you as in like you boat.
Right.
And this is a you as in like yourself.
But we're not going to stream on YouPorn.
No.
We're not that kind of show.
No, we're not that. We decided last week we're not that kind of show. We don't get naked on the show, which is why we don't get higher ratings.
Yes.
And now we have 2 mics.
That's what I was saying.
Now we have double mic.
I don't know why this is happening. Well, no, I know why. Because, hold on.
Because life hates you. Because the technology show can't figure out technology. So, folks, what Mike is attempting to do, highly complex programming maneuver, basically, he is responsible for the Ashley Madison hack. And he is hiding himself behind multiple firewalls, and because of that, his lower thirds does not work.
Yes. Oh, the other mic just left.
The other mic just left, yeah. Well, apparently, see, here's the problem. I went and I tried to do Chrome because my lower third is not working at all.
Yeah. Yes.
So I tried to do Chrome to see if that would work. And as soon as I loaded up lower third and tried to load my overlay, Chrome locked up.
Oh. Hate it when it does that.
So I said, you know what, the hell with it, Chrome. I never liked you anyway, so I'm going back to Firefox.
Yeah. I'm with you. I understand completely. So, if you want to get in touch with the show, always Twitter at PTR Radio or the phone 877-787-8822. It's this thing which occasionally you can talk into. I know some of you kids don't know how that's done, but you think it's just for the texting. But you can talk into it now too.
As an FYI, I spent some time arguing with Call 8 today.
Uh-huh.
Because I can't figure out why the voicemail is not working.
Oh. Yeah, I can't.
Through them.
Through them, yeah. So we will eventually get that fixed. You know. But
maybe not. I mean, it's for as often as we've actually gotten voicemails, maybe they realize, hey, this these jackasses don't check their voicemails but twice a year, so let's not even bother using up space.
Yeah, true. That could be it.
We have all these terabytes of storage space
taken up by these jackasses' voicemails.
And these jackasses over here, they're using like what? A meg? If we got rid of that, we'd have another meg for something else.
For something else unimportant.
Or they realize, hey, when they signed up, voicemail was included.
Yeah, now it's extra.
Now it probably costs extra. And I'm sorry, for twice a year, I'm not paying extra for voicemail.
No.
I actually have a voicemail story.
Well,
so,
is this a story on voicemail that you have to play, or one that you can talk about, which is in regard to voicemail? So we've had both.
This is about lack of voicemail and then the voicemail appearing.
Oh, okay.
So,
ghost voicemail.
Actually, it's my parents. So my parents, apparently the doctor's office was trying to get a hold of them. I kept leaving messages, and my parents didn't get any of the messages.
No.
So, but the answering machine didn't have any messages. The phones didn't have any messages. I mean, the cell phones. Well, they finally figured out that they didn't know it, but Comcast has its own voicemail system.
Yes, it does.
And apparently it has been answering before the answering machine could answer.
Yes, it does. So you can adjust that.
But no, they didn't know it existed.
Yeah. My in-laws were the same thing. I switched them over to Comcast, and thinking that would be something you would need to, activate.
Yes.
For it to work. And no, it's just on, and it's on like the third ring.
Yeah.
Which most answering machines were made for the fourth ring.
Yep.
And so, yeah, they had like 20. By the time they said something to me, there was like 20 voicemails queued up on the Comcast side.
Well,
but
that happened to my parents too, right? And apparently when she called to renegotiate the rate, it reactivated. And the funny part is, my parents adopted a dog like last year, and if I hadn't caught on to the fact that Comcast was intercepting their voicemails instead of the answering machine, they would have never got their dog, because the people called, the rescue called, they needed some more information about their application, and it was in Comcast voicemail, not on the answering machine.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but now they know, they love it.
Because they got rid of their answering machine?
No, it's because they transcribe all the voicemails.
Oh.
So you go You go on the X1 and you go to the voicemail, because that's where the voicemail is stored. And all of the voicemails are transcribed. So instead of sitting there listening to someone saying lots of crap you don't care about and then finally saying a phone number, you can just read them all like email.
Well, and we've talked about this before, where you need to adopt voicemail etiquette when you leave a voicemail. When you leave a message, all right, it should always have the same cadence. It shouldn't be really slow during the message.
Unless,
and then call me back at 555-11122.
Okay, well, yes, maintain the same cadence, but sometimes if you're calling somebody at work that you know is either a moron or from the South, you need to slow the cadence down to this level.
Oh, yeah. I'm not saying it doesn't need to be adapted for the person on, that's getting the message.
Yeah.
No, sometimes you have to speak baby to them.
Now, there was one bad thing about the Comcast email system.
The sexy messages that your mom and dad were leaving for each other, your sister somehow saw by mistake.
No, the speaker that the X1 decided to use when you try to play the audio of the voicemail.
It's your TV.
No.
It's your surround sound system.
No,
Much
I
worse.
think Colin is meaning the voice of the person.
Yes.
All right, you got me. I'm sorry. That's my side job.
No.
Mike is not only GPS.
No, they actually record the original voicemail, and it's supposed to play back the voicemail. The problem is which speaker it decided to use to play the voicemail back is the worst possible speaker to choose.
Okay.
The subwoofer.
Oh.
Why does it think the subwoofer is a good speaker?
No. That's what it sounded like, I'm sure.
No, it's just like a FM radio 5 miles away playing is what it sounds like, because you're only hearing what the cutoff, because it's a real sub. It's a powered sub. It has a
the crossover is probably around 180.
Yeah,
it's 180 hertz.
You're not getting much.
Yeah.
So basically, unless the lead singer from what's the band that did
not Smashing Pumpkins, but you mean the Bumblebee song? Or
once there was this girl who got into an accident and couldn't come to she finally came back.
So yes, if that guy had left in a voicemail, they'd be able to play it there.
Dude,
I can't find anything anywhere to change that.
The one-hit wonder. Now I can't remember the. I have the damn song too.
It is Crash Test Dummies.
Crash Test Dummies.
Yes. And the song is called
Yep. They had one other song that I remember. So it was like Tarzan, Superman song.
One of these days, I'm going to take all the times where we've sung and put like one of those greatest hits commercials together.
Tarzan wasn't a ladies' man.
Now,
Superman never made any money saving the world from Solomon Grundy.
What are you going to say?
I was going to say,
Sometimes
the best part about that song is it was a very impressive Weird Al song, too.
Okay.
Because Weird Al did parody that song, doing the low singing.
Yeah. Well, Weird Al parodied a lot of things.
What was Weird Al? What was his parody of that?
Headline News.
Okay.
He did
basically probably just read things out of the paper.
No, it's like he did. What's the guy who had his penis cut off?
John Bobbitt.
Yeah, he did John Bobbitt, Tanya Harding. Basically, people getting whacked in different ways.
Oh, okay. See, kids, you learn a lot watching this show. So, yeah.
Okay, and apparently the guy Brad Roberts has left Crash Test Dummies.
Are they like now doing a tribute band or anything? You know, like Safety Dummies or anything like,
No.
I wonder if they're doing, like state fairs and stuff. County fairs, most likely. But, just curious if they're still out there. Along with all those other bands.
Apparently, Brad Roberts likes to sing the Weird Al version of his song in concert.
Oh, well, good. Good for him. I like people who embrace that.
Yes.
It's an important thing to be able to do.
Look at you, Coolio.
Yeah. Did he ever get over that whole pissed off thing?
I think after it no longer... I think the whole thing was just him trying to look cool.
Yeah. I heard him on a recent... well, no, it wasn't recent. I was asking, the cylinder to to play me some music, and it said, here's a song list you might like. 50 great hits from the last 10 years. And I started listening. Damn it, I know all these songs.
I was exploring Prime playlists.
Yes.
And some of these, like, greatest pop hits of 1992, and I'm like, half of those songs I don't even know.
No, very much so.
Who puts these stupid playlists together?
People. It's like Spotify. It is exactly like Spotify, where other users put the playlist together, and then you can just peruse them. Although Colin found an interesting one today.
Yes, electronic music for coding. I was like, music for me. Okay.
So it was electronic dance music for coding.
And I do listen to lots of electronic dance music while I code. Because one thing you want when you're coding is no words.
Or
words that don't matter.
I suppose that's true.
So I listen to lots of Daft Punk.
And I gotta tell you, Colin, I absolutely loved your guest appearance of On the Road Again.
Well, thank you.
In fact, it inspired me on Friday. As I was driving to the shelter, because we're recording a video that has to be submitted to a foundation, basically a video tour of the shelter, in an effort to get a grant for facility improvements. Okay. So as I'm driving there, I'm like, oh, well, I'm bringing the GoPro anyway. Let me record something. So I'm driving. It's about 20 minutes to get there. I went on a rant for 20 minutes. I mean, it was of epic proportions. I had kind of an electronic song playing in the background where the chorus is, I'll beat that bitch with a bat. I'll beat that bitch. And it went along great with what I was talking about. And I get there, I go to hit the stop button. I'm looking and the red light's not on. I'm like, what the hell just happened here? It beeped. So I assumed it started. No. Apparently I forgot to put the memory card back in. So I drove for 20 minutes on this epic rant that cannot be recreated, only to find out that the memory card wasn't there. And luckily I brought my Bloggy as a backup, so I wound up just recording the footage on that. But needless to say, I was angry.
You were angrier.
And to cap off the angriness, I couldn't find the dash mount. So I had it attached to the tripod, which I engineered with like heat wraps to add weight to the bottom of the tripod. So it would be like a steady cam while I was doing the tour. And that worked well, but I couldn't find the mount. So I had the thing on the tripod wedged up against the GPS mount and like tilted just the right way so the handle was provided. I mean, I spent a decent amount of time setting all that up, which was salt in the wound when I realized the freaking memory card wasn't there. The only way I would have been more pissed off is I could just see it like a bride, the photographer saying, we have to redo all the pictures because the memory card wasn't in my camera. And Bridezilla coming out, slashing the guy's throat.
Yeah, I can see that happening. You know, in fact, I was actually at a wedding this weekend. I was at a wedding Saturday night. Well, Saturday, here's how it went. All right. So the wedding was at 1. All right. And on the invitation we said ceremony at 1, reception to follow. All right. Now it's a Catholic wedding. So you figure an hour for the ceremony, right? Give or take a few.
If it was in a church and they were doing a mass, yeah.
It's in a church, they were doing a mass.
Okay.
So, all right. 2 o'clock. So we were done with the ceremony at 2 o'clock. So, since it said reception to follow, we went to the reception hall. As you would, I would think, according to the invitation.
Yes.
So we get there, and we're the first ones, but other people came after we did. We walk in the front door, and we're like, huh. Because there's one lady setting out place cards, and you can see people still setting glasses and putting tablecloths on tables, moving chairs into place.
Okay.
And like, oh, they must be running a little bit behind on setting up. Not a huge deal. We'll just stand here and wait. So we stand for 15 minutes. Meanwhile, other people have walked in. All right. And the lady that's doing the little table chairs or doing the little place holders turns to us and goes, "Are you guys here for the reception?" We're like, yeah. She goes, "That's not till 5. 5? That's in 2.5 hours at this point now. And she goes, oh, yeah, it doesn't. Doors don't open till 5 for that.
The hell you say?
Yeah. Luckily, we were spending the night anyway, so we went and just checked into our hotel room early and had some place to kind of sit and relax.
Uh-huh.
However, there were a lot of people which were from out of town who then had to go and drive around for 3 hours, I guess.
Oh, what time was the wedding?
1. So it was done by 2.
Yeah. Then...
And here's why. They took no pictures beforehand. None. And evidently, they didn't pay attention to their own invitations they sent out. We knew there was a problem. When the bride came to the church half an hour before the service, and she was in a dressing gown, she got out of the car and walked into the church with basically a kimono on.
This is why I hate weddings.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
Now,
we tried to take it into consideration. We took our pictures first, then had the ceremony, cocktail hour, and reception all in the same place.
Yeah. Now, that creates its own unique set of issues depending upon what you do during the reception, you know. Because I have had a problem. I have had just a logistical problem of, okay, you got married in here. Now you want me to introduce everybody to the place you're already in. So you're literally going to walk out the door, line up, and then I'm going to introduce you to the same people you just walked past getting out. I don't quite understand how I'm supposed to pull that off, but okay, we'll give it a shot.
Well, it's simple.
Previously been introduced
Yes.
by the person officiating.
Well, and they had a receiving line. So, you know, they said thank you to everybody on their way out of the church. You know.
Oh, see, we didn't do a receiving line.
Yeah.
We went straight to the cocktail hour, or our cocktail suite, which was separate for the bridal party, and we got to see the reception hall while everybody else was like hanging out for the cocktail hour.
Now, it gets worse, by the way, for this wedding I went to, because we think, okay, so we want to be there. We're going to have problems parking because everybody is now going to show up at 5 o'clock. So we get there at 10 till 5.
Okay.
All right. So we're there at 10 till 5. Everybody else starts to show up in this little lobby area and fills up this little lobby area. This is not where the reception is, by the way. No. They have locked the doors to the reception.
So you couldn't get into...
You couldn't get into sit down. You have 100 people standing in a lobby.
Well, wait a minute. Where was the cocktail hour?
There was no cocktail hour.
The hell you say?
All right. Meanwhile, this same place is also...
No. So wait, before you go on, everyone knows reception, cocktail hour, or no, ceremony, cocktail hour, reception.
Oh, there was no cocktail hour.
There is no ceremony reception.
No, they didn't do that.
Cocktail hour. Everybody has to pregame.
Well, I suppose
people go to weddings because they want the pigs in the blankets. And the swirl sticks and the bacon wrapped scallops. Everybody wants those things at the cocktail hour.
I can definitely tell you there was no hors d'oeuvres in this. No. You know, that's
sure
not big around here.
No, that's not big around here. We don't do cocktail.
No, we've done cocktail hours. I've done cocktail hours where it's literally drink.
Yes,
okay.
But it's not
drink and wait for people to get here.
Yeah.
Colin, you better make a note of this. If you expect me to fly out to Illinois when you get married, you better have at least, if you don't have a cocktail hour, you better at least have somebody make me a plate of pigs and blankets.
I'll make you a guarantee.
And those chalky mints, the chalky mints that nobody likes.
In the probably unlikely case that I ever get married, you will have your own private bar.
Okay.
So,
and this is on the internet now, so
it must be true.
I got a question for you.
Yes.
See if this has ever happened.
Okay.
To you.
All right.
I went to a wedding once. It was actually a family wedding. And it was over at Northfield.
Okay.
And there were 2 separate bar areas in the room.
Okay. Yeah, 2 bars.
One of the bartenders somehow became under the misconception that it was an open bar.
Sweet.
Instead of a cash bar.
I hate cash bars.
And to this day, I'm still not sure how that was figured out.
I hate cash bars. Luckily, this one, now, Mike, you might have liked this reception because once we finally got in, 5 minutes after 5, when they finally opened the doors, mind you, they didn't open the doors for the groom's parents either. They were there and they couldn't get in. They're like, this is bullshit. All right. You know, so we finally get in there. Everybody just flows in there. It's assigned seating, which I'm okay with, whatever. Not everybody does that around here. You know, obviously you have reserved tables for parents, grandparents, etc. But everything else is just kind of like come as you go for a lot of places. This one was, no, you're at table 24.
Assigned seating is a good idea.
And I happen to be at table 24. All right. Table 24 of 24.
Of course.
All right. So then of course you got to wait for the bridal party to actually get there. The bar is open, and luckily, goodness, it was a semi-open bar. Okay. So they had like 8 different types of wine that you could get.
Okay.
Or 3 different craft beers.
Okay.
They had nothing domestic that you could have for free. So you got like the Dogfish or an IPA or some other thing that they all taste like ass, so I don't like them. You know, and so I was drinking Chardonnay all night, and I drank the shit out of the Chardonnay. All right. With the pinky.
I was drinking the Chardonnay.
Well, to me, it was actually pretty good Chardonnay too. But
there's no such thing.
Yes.
If you ever really want to piss me off, okay, just sit me down with a bottle of Chardonnay and a meatloaf, and I'll just be like, I'm dying. I'm starving. I'm starving and I'm thirsty because I'm not touching either one of them.
Well, so then they start. So then the wedding party comes in. All right. Now, my wife hasn't been to a whole lot of weddings, and so this was bizarre to her that the wedding party got announced. The bride and the groom came in. They didn't even sit down. They went right into first dance. She looks at me and she goes, "Why'd they do that?" I'm like, it's not unusual. You know, it happens. Now, meanwhile, I forgot to say, before they came in, I had 2 pieces of paper that were about, this size that I had brought with me along with a pen. Because I was there to take notes.
Okay.
That's what I was there for. Because I am Shaggy wedding DJ snob. All right. So because that's what everybody does. Everybody that does weddings judges other weddings. I think all photographers are that way. I think all DJs are that way. I just think that's the way it works. You're there to judge them and to look at what they have.
Now, do you judge the same way that us programmers judge?
Yeah.
I mean, like, for example, to a programmer, the worst programmer in the world is you 6 months ago.
No, I don't think so. I don't judge that way. It's like I liked some of the stuff that they did. They had 34 uplights.
I'm just saying,
all right.
Do you look at yourself DJing, say, a year ago and think...
Oh, I definitely know that I've grown.
Yeah.
I definitely know that I've grown. But I know that other people are worse than I am still.
Yes.
Even worse than when I started. But this guy has... So they took the trouble to put 34 little lights shining up around the room. All right? Not little, actually. They were kind of big. Meanwhile, the DJ is off in a corner 30 feet from the dance floor. His light tree is minuscule compared to what I do. And it just, to me, it looked weird. looked weird, and also my table was right in front of his speakers.
Oh, they didn't like you.
Who puts a table in front of the DJ? Who does that?
Not the DJ.
No,
because I'm pretty sure.
I pretty much tell everybody, don't put anybody here.
Because all they're going to do is sit there going, I wonder what happens if I poke this tweeter.
No, and definitely don't put me in front of the DJ. That's a bad thing. So, he had a couple of things he liked, but then really weird things happened. He played some really oddball songs. All right, but before I get to the oddball songs he played, he did the dollar dance. Okay, they wanted to do the dollar dance. Now, maybe this was his decision, maybe it wasn't his decision, but Mike, how long do you play music for the dollar dance?
3 minutes.
3 minutes? You don't have very many lines for the dollar dance, then, do you?
We don't see, just like cocktail hours aren't big out there, which I don't understand. The dollar dance is not big out here.
Yeah, it's only big here because it makes a lot of money. That's the only reason why, because people put 10s and 20s in the damn jug. It's not dollar. It's cash money at this point. They actually tell you can get between $1,000 and $2,000 doing the dollar dance. And I'm like, wow, that is ridiculous. But anyway, so he called it. He called it off. He played 3 songs and then said, okay, this is, and during the 3rd song, he said, this is the last minute of the dollar dance. Now, in every other wedding I've been to, and this is, it's a different thing, you play until there's nobody left in the line, or until like there's one person left in the line, because you want to milk them for all the cash they're worth. I mean, that's usually the way that it works.
Yep.
At least around here. So that was odd. But the other thing that was odd was, and you'll probably know this, Colin, what is the Weird Al Yankovic song, which starts a long, long time ago?
Yeah, Saga Begins. Saga Begins.
Yeah, that one. Yeah, that was played at this wedding.
Okay.
And I went up to him because I was starting to get confused because he played that and a couple other ones which aren't exactly on my wedding playlist.
Yeah.
All right. And I said, and I'm like, huh. I explained that I DJ down here, and I said, not exactly the songs that I normally run through. Do you have some must plays? And he goes, yeah, 2.5 hours worth of must play songs.
That poor guy.
The bride gave him a list of songs. It's 2.5 hours long.
What is he doing there?
He is a playlist. That's all he is, an iPod.
I mean, you're paying money for a guy to sit there and go, well, I'll go to the playlist.
Next.
See, how's my crossword doing?
So it was just amazing. So, and then I said, yeah, I don't let my brides do that. If they want that, they can go to somebody else, because I don't live doing that, so it doesn't bother me. But anyway, so yeah, that was weird. That was just weird. But I don't know. And then we left a little bit before the end of the night, but oh, and then they asked to do a family photo. They wanted to do a family photo, and 30 minutes into the reception, half the damn building left because the bride's mom is one of 17 children.
Was their last name Duggar?
No, they are a proper Catholic family. Big old proper Catholic family. One of 17. Who has 17? Who can afford to have 17 kids? I just don't understand that. So yeah, that was it was just odd to me.
Yeah.
And then I come home and Colin's been told this story. I get home, go downstairs, use the bathroom, stand up. My pants are wet. I don't remember pissing myself. But my pants are definitely wet. I look on the floor. Shit, there's water on the floor. Just water. No crap. And I think the toilet's leaking. So I'm like, okay, well, this is one of 3 bathrooms in the house. So not the end of the world. I can get to this when I have time, which is next weekend. Grab a towel, mop it up, turn the water off. And then I come back a little bit later. There's water on the floor again. Except this time, it's coming from the wall towards the toilet. Not the toilet towards the wall. Come into my office. There's no water here. But it sure does look like it's leaking in from outside. Go to the furnace room, and there is probably 1.5 inches of water towards one end of it. Yes, this is the first time I have had water in my basement.
Oh.
And I don't know where it's coming from. I had no idea at the time. So I called my stepson up who come over with his shop vac because I can't find the hose to mine. We take a look, and he goes, well, your sump pump it didn't trip the breaker. Everything looks fine there. He goes, there's no water in the pit. Well, there's a little bit, but not enough to trip the float. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so he goes, let's just go ahead and trip the float and make sure that it works. So he pulls up on the float, and it goes ka-chunk, 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 ka-chunk. And all of a sudden, water starts spraying out in like 3 different directions from the pipe leading from the pump up into, where it goes out. There's a 2-way valve or a 1-way valve, whatever it is, so that the water can go out of the pit but not come back down.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, that's what was spraying the water. We took it off, and we could see right through it. There was no 1-way or 2-way. It was just a pipe at this point. Somehow it had disintegrated to nothingness.
Okay.
And the gasket around it had cracked and broken off, and that was creating the shower effect. So we figured that was soaking the 2x4, the sill plates, which was then just basically soaking it all the way around the perimeter of the house. Or moving its way around there. So had to fix that last night, which of course meant I had to empty out my furnace room, which has become a catch-all for the last 3 years.
Now, it's funny because yesterday we had, on the hottest day of the year so far, hottest day since the late 90s in New Jersey, we have a barbecue with the folks from the shelter. It had been planned for weeks. We lasted outside maybe 45 minutes to an hour, and then we moved everybody inside. We're like, can't do this. Not happening.
Yeah. No.
So Saturday, we're cleaning up. Kim's cleaning the basement, makes a comment about why can't we move the dartboard back over there by the bar and hang this stupid Ryan Newman fender up on the wall, get it out of the way. Okay, so I go over, I look by the dartboard, knowing full well that I'm not going to move it there because the dartboard's electric and there's no outlet over there. Therefore, it defeats the purpose. And I feel the wall, and the wall's wet.
Oh, no.
I'm like, this is not good because this is the part of the wall that I know where the main vent pipe for the main sewer line is. The water's coming down. Pull paneling off. It stinks. Pull paneling down from the bulkhead. It stinks. Look up. Like, motherfucker, this is from the toilet upstairs. Kim, go flush the toilet. She flushes the toilet. Water starts dripping. Fuck. I had to replace the wax ring.
Yes.
Luckily, that's all it was.
Yes. But now you got to replace, the paneling and everything else that got soaked and swelled. And
well, here's the thing. The paneling in this house is original.
Mm-hmm.
There is no finding wood paneling anymore. Real wood paneling.
Right.
Let alone color matching it. So we take a trip to the Home Depot, as what one would do in this situation.
Yes.
And they had pine wainscoting, tongue and groove wainscoting, 8-foot lengths pack of 8 on sale, clearance for $4.30. I said, it's wood. I can stain it. This is what I'm doing it with.
All right.
Haven't stained it yet.
It's too damn hot, it sounds like.
Well, it's also in the corner of the basement that if we open the living room door, which is the room under the steps, open the door to that just a little bit, unless somebody is sitting at the bar, they can't see it. Problem solved.
Yeah. See, don't you love being a homeowner? Just sucks, don't it?
Yeah. Well, yes and no.
I mean, I didn't have these type of problems when I was living in an apartment. I just called somebody and said, shit's broke, fix it.
Well, yes. But at the same time, I like having the ability to do what I want to do to my house. And not have somebody telling me you're not allowed to do that.
Yes, there are a few advantages to it. However, like when my water heater went out, disadvantage.
Agreed.
When my air conditioner went out and furnace went out and I had to replace them both during the middle of a very hot summer, disadvantage.
Agreed. Our air conditioner has been running pretty much nonstop for the past 2 days.
Yes.
Because it's been in the high 90s. And Kim and I have discussed it, and if it ever does break, we are replacing it with a mini split unit.
My air conditioner my central air has been broken for years. And I use a window unit because, well, they're just me. So I only really need the one room. So it's really hot. I just hole up in my bedroom. But it's been so humid that the air conditioner hasn't been able to keep up. Mm-hmm. So now I have I have an air conditioner and a dehumidifier.
And the problem with the dehumidifier is it generates heat.
Yes.
So. Yeah.
But it's still cheaper than cooling the entire house.
Yes.
Keep looking at the bill and going, okay.
I totally get that. I totally agree with that. And Kim's like, well, where would we put units for this? Because, mini split, you can't have, it's not like you have vents in every room.
Now, okay, explain to me a mini split, because I guess I'm out of it.
Mini split is where you have a wall unit, which is, can vary in size, but it's usually about 2.5 feet long by about a foot high. That mounts up high. And then you have the outdoor unit, which is about the size of a suitcase.
Okay.
All the duct work is run through a 2 or 3 inch hole in the wall.
Okay.
Traditionally, they use about half the power of a normal central air unit. The downside to it is for every outdoor unit, I think you can only have a maximum of 2 indoor units. Okay. So obviously we would have one in our living room, which is open to our dining room and kitchen.
Yeah.
Where would the second one go? Is the other question. I mean, we'd have to do one in the back room.
Yep.
And one in the basement. So maybe we could get away with 3. And if we needed something for the spare room, then I would take the Colin approach and just put a window unit in there.
What I have is not a window unit. It's one of those ones that has the thing looks like a giant dehumidifier inside. And
it's a portable air conditioner.
Yes.
Yeah. I looked at those. I was not happy with them compared to a window unit, which is why I have a window unit.
Well,
it's
window
easier
units,
for one person.
Go ahead.
Window units are typically cheaper.
Yeah.
If you're cooling a small room like your office, all right, you can get away with a smaller unit, whereas the portable ones, they'll work okay, but not for a large space at all.
Yeah.
It depends on if it's a 1 pipe or a 2 pipe. I have a 2 pipe. The 1 pipes are horribly inefficient because it's actually taking air from inside and blowing it out, which means that you're losing a lot of your already cooled air. So with the 2 tube, It's actually pulling air from outside, putting it through the cooling fins, and then sending it back out to the pipe.
Okay. So there you go. More engineering on tonight's episode. See? Didn't know this would be so exciting.
But this is only a good solution for me because I don't spend much time in my house.
Only a good solution for my house because I'm never there.
Exactly.
All right, Mike. I have some. Oh, crap. Damn it. I did it again. Son of a bitch.
Crap, he did it again.
Yeah, it's a new Britney Spears song. It's going to be awesome. It's, because, yeah. The problem with going with, there. All right, there. Hopefully that'll work. So I have an article, Mike, for you, which is relating to your favorite food.
Bacon.
Yes, bacon.
And if this is the article about seaweed that tastes like bacon,
yes, it is.
You listen. It's bad enough that turkey tries to masquerade as bacon. I don't need seaweed. I don't care if it tastes like and has the consistency. It ain't bacon.
You're right. I don't disagree. It's not bacon.
Put that on the, you know what? Add that to my horrible meal. All right. Meatloaf with seaweed bacon and Chardonnay. I'm starving. I'm thirsty. I'm pissed off.
But yeah, an algae that they say tastes like bacon, has high
see,
nutritional value,
worse.
and is a source of protein.
That's even worse because when you say it's algae, all right, that makes me think Battlestar Galactica, the new version, when they ran out of food, but they found an algae planet, and that was the only thing that they had to eat. And fuck you, I'm not eating algae.
Yeah, supposedly, it's good for you.
So is bacon.
They say it's dulce, whatever it is a superfood with twice the nutritional value of kale.
I don't believe anything is a superfood. That's a Dr. Oz bullshit thing.
And OSU has developed a variety that can be farmed with the potential for a new industry on the Oregon coast. Like most new health foods you've never heard of before, dulse has been produced and consumed in Iceland for centuries. Furthermore, it's well known as a natural source of rich in fiber and loaded with vitamins, minerals, and antioxidants.
I don't know, because if you start eating all of that and it's rich in antioxidants, okay, what if I run out of oxidants?
I always think that, what's going to happen to my oxidants?
Okay, let's talk, since we're talking food.
Yes.
I want to talk about the fact that a McDonald's manager confirmed in a Reddit AMA that there is a secret menu at McDonald's.
Yeah. What do you were under the impression that there wasn't?
McDonald's has vehemently denied the existence of such a thing.
Well,
but there is one.
I know that I used to serve
some of the stuff I am scared of.
Is apple pie a la mode on there?
No.
Because that's something I used to sell all the time. How about triple cheeseburger? Is that on there? Because it's not on the regular menu anymore.
No. The Monster Mac is on there.
Does that got quadruple patties or something?
It's a normal Big Mac with 6 extra beef patties.
Okay. Never sold that before.
And it can be ordered from any McDonald's for $6.49.
Nope.
Let's see. Let me scroll back up here because there's the McGangbang.
Okay, I don't think that's enough. I definitely know why McDonald's would say this is not enough. We don't do this.
The burger takes a McDouble and mixes it with a McChicken sandwich. So basically, it's a McDouble with a McChicken patty and lettuce in the middle.
All right, but that's not bad. I like McChickens.
I'm sending you the link right now.
We found a link.
I think
a link. There's the land, sea, and air burger.
Yes, we're looking at it now.
Which combines all three of McDonald's most favorite patties: 2 beef burgers, filet of fish, and a McChicken. I wouldn't eat that.
No.
The Mc1035 burger, however.
Yeah, I want that one.
It is only available during a brief window when the breakfast and regular menus cross over in the kitchen. It's a double cheeseburger with a sausage egg McMuffin and a bacon egg McMuffin.
Okay.
Which to us would be a regular egg McMuffin.
Oh, I want the next breakfast item on the next one down.
What?
Actually,
the chicken McGriddle?
Yes.
I would like that as well.
That would be the best of chicken biscuit motherfucker and McGriddles.
Yes.
Breakfast Everybody knows that chickens and syrup go together.
Yes. The Big McChicken, somebody figured this one out because of what is it? KFC's Double Down.
Okay.
So instead of a bun, it's using chicken patties.
Before I say anything,
yeah,
Shaggy, can you tell me if this one's on there?
What is it?
I don't see it.
Okay, I found another one on a different website. It's called the Big McRib. It's a Big Mac with McRib patties in it.
Okay, that would be another seasonal thing since McRib is... The McRib is as elusive as Bigfoot. The McCrape, I don't... Oh, okay, that's a DIY item.
Yeah, it's a pancake. It's a hot cake.
It's the hot cake with the yogurt parfait in the middle that you scoop in yourself. That's bullshit. That's ghetto.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay, so then you have
fries. You can order Big Mac sauce to dip your fries in.
Yes, I had a lot of people do that. Well, you charge them the same as an extra nugget sauce.
Yeah. So the poor man's Big Mac is a McDouble with extra lettuce and Big Mac sauce.
Yep.
No ketchup or mustard. Okay. The grilled cheese. Now this one I don't understand. Why?
I did this, but I did it differently. I did a lot of grilled cheeses because I had a lot of people who brought their kids in, and so they wanted a grilled cheese Happy Meal. And so what we would do is we would take the middle out of the Big Mac buns and use those as our bread.
There you go.
You know, and then the regular buns you just toss, or you'd make your own sandwich because you don't have any other regular size buns that are sesame seeded. All you have, the quarter buns are sesame seeded, but those don't take a 1/10 patty. So
I found another.
By the way, the other way that you can do this trick with the grilled cheese, turn the top bun on upside down. I did that a lot too.
Okay.
If you invert the top and the bottom buns, then you get the nice grillable surface on both sides.
Mm-hmm.
And that way you can get that nice crust. And what we always did was we put them in, because this was back. You could only do this back in the day, though. You can't do this today because we used to have the bun presses.
You used to have actual
toasters.
griddles.
Yeah, well, we had bun toasters as well as griddles. But yeah, we would have the bun toaster where you would throw in your buns, slam the lid, and it was kind of like a panini press.
Okay.
And so you could do that. I don't see where you could do this today because now they just nuke everything. The buns are not made to toast. Every bun you get, there's no toasting on it at all.
No.
And they did that while I was still working there. So that was like 20 years ago. Now, as far as the shakes go, I don't care how many times I ask for a chocolate shake. There's always some other flavor in the bottom. So that's no surprise.
And Yeah, I don't think you actually can get a shake at McDonald's because whatever that stuff is, it's not. It's a milkshake.
Yeah, it is. Well, it used to be. I don't know what it is today.
I think it's some kind of plastic.
No, it's actually...
No, I'm sorry. You're right. I'm thinking,
ice cream.
I'm thinking of Burger King.
Yeah, no, this was actually...
I think whatever Burger King is serving could be used to spackle your...
By the way, whenever you go by at closing time, or, you know, like even at 9 o'clock at night, and they go, oh, our shake machine's broken. It's not broken. They didn't feel like cleaning it up later in the night, so they broke it down early. All right, and cleaned it. That's just what happens.
So I found another list of what's honestly more of do-it-yourselfs.
Okay.
And most of these were just funny jokes, but this one I like. It's called the General So's.
Okay.
Or General Mix So's.
All right.
Order 20 sweet and sour sauces and a 20-piece chicken McNugget. Toss it all together.
That would be an expensive order since now they give you, what is it, like 4 sauces for a 20-piece? If that.
Considering the other things on this list, they don't really care what
they don't care about prices, I'm sure.
Because they have things like the Noah's Ark, which is buy 2 burgers, 2 McChickens, and 2 Filet-O-Fishes.
No, see, we used to, like I said, we used to do the, I used to do an apple pie a la mode because we would have the apple pie. You throw that into a side salad container. You throw a dollop of ice cream on one corner, dollop on another corner. We had hot fudge and strawberries. So you throw those on there, boom, there's your apple pie a la mode. You charge them for that one, you charge them for an apple pie and a hot fudge sundae. That's how you come up with the cost for it. People liked it. You know?
Let's see, what other Five Guys secret menu? Okay. I don't believe that there is such a thing. Double grilled cheeseburger, well done fries. Wait a minute.
Now I went to Red Robin's on Friday night, and I finally got somebody to give me free fry refills. I've never gotten anybody to give me fry refills before. Once, well, did he die? No.
Yes.
Really?
Yeah.
Who?
George Coe. It says here he's an original Saturday Night Live cast member, but I don't remember him being cast.
I thought that that wasn't the guy who played Commandant Lassard, was it?
No.
Okay.
No.
Looks kind of like him.
That's
no, because you have him in the death pool.
I know, that's why I was looking, you know, I'm like, oh, wait a second. Maybe I got some points finally.
No, that's Bridges, isn't it? No. It's,
and for those of you that are wondering why we're worried about a celebrity death, it's because of our 2015 celebrity death pool. We monitor celebrity deaths and we give points for those people who picked celebrities that were going to die. We're morbid like that, and that's how we handle death. Don't judge us. You can check that out by going to ptrradio.com/deathpool, and you can see all of this year's picks. Again, don't forget you can chime in. We're watching the chat on YouNow, as well as Twitter, PTR Radio, or the phone 877-787-8822. Thanks again to everybody for listening this evening. You know what, though? It is the end of the first hour. We should probably take a quick break. Mike, what do you think?
Probably a good idea because I'm almost out of coffee. So,
oh no, we got to get coffee refills. That has to happen. But before we do that, we should probably shore up something for break, which will be a couple of our great sponsors, as well as we'll do a little fidgetal thing and see if we can, stay within the realm of what we can do here. There we go. All right. So that said, we'll be right back in just a few. Stay tuned. This is PTR Radio. We'll be back for hour number 2.
Oh, yeah.
Wine glasses personalized. Wooden signs that'll make your eyes bug out of your head, cause they so cool, making people say, where'd you get that, fool? Butterstown.com. Butterstown.com. The country boy at Butterstown.com. Tell 'em.
Need a website? RadicalThinking.net makes it easy. We specialize in secure web portals that you'll be able to modify from any computer with internet access. Meeting all your website needs from hosting to design, RadicalThinking.net can provide a custom program just for you at a price that won't break the bank. Don't pay more for lower quality. Trust Radical Thinking with your website. Check us out on the web at www.radicalthinking.net or email us at info@radicalthinking.net with any questions.
Tonight, we're proud to bring Mike the Ape Man of No Holds Barred Radio onto the show. We want everybody to give him a large round of applause. Mike, thanks for being here. You know, it's become harder and harder to get guests on the show. You know, it's got a negative notation that all the show is about is making people look gay and stupid and bad.
It's just a show. It has no real meaning.
Honestly, I don't see the problem with previous spotlights. What do you think of them?
People thought that was the funniest fucking thing in the world.
I agree. I thought they were quite insightful.
Hey, listen, you got to go with what works for you.
Speaking of working, we know you're an integral part to NHB Radio. What do you bring to the show? What's your niche? What do you provide that only you can bring?
I run the webcam, dude.
We also know that you recently suffered a setback when Dave left. Can you tell us about Dave in retrospect, what your opinion of him was?
He's got the personality of a piece of wood.
That's kind of harsh, Mike. I mean, did you guys have any celebration or anything when Dave left to, wish him a fond farewell?
Yeah, in Barcelona to celebrate, they had a running of the fat kids.
And what do you think of your last remaining co-host?
It bothers the hell out of me that he's still on this show.
A little harsh, don't you think? I mean, aren't you being a little bit cruel?
Be thankful that I haven't taken on the Rabbi Smokey Mandingo Rodriguez persona right now.
Since you brought up the rabbi, I have to ask, is the rabbi gay?
Yes.
I kind of asked that question already knowing the answer because we've done some research and we found out that you share a lot of things in common with Damon. You like him a little bit chubby, don't you, Mike? We heard that your first boyfriend was a little overweight. What do you have to say about that?
He wasn't really fat. He was a little overweight, but he was strong as hell, too.
Man, it never ceases to amaze me. Everyone comes out on Host Spotlight. So, Mike, what you're saying is you're gay, you're out there, you're flaming. You're a big cream puff.
Yeah, I'm not going to debate you on this at all.
Boy, it's never the ones that you expect. See, I figured you for straight.
Sorry to burst your bubble there.
Well, to tell you the truth, from all these that I've done before, I should have expected it. Anyway, well, I guess that begs the question, what kind of kinky shit are you really into?
Daisy chaining, drizzled with magic shell, a 14-year-old boy who was diagnosed with HIV.
We also heard that you like to decorate your genitalia. Can you give us an example of that?
Wrapped in a green fruit roll-up to make it look like sushi.
If things got too rough in bed, what's your safety word? What do they have to do to call things off?
All you got to do is be like, Mike, raccoon bacon!
Not a lot of people are that kinky or enjoy that kind of stuff.
I do, man. I do.
So, Mike, tell us what really attracts you to a man. What do you look for?
A Twinkie hanging out in front of him.
Well, that's a very family-oriented way to talk about it.
Twinkie goodness is one of my favorite things in the world.
Okay, really.
And welcome back, everybody, to our number 2. Mike's just out there. You like that? Kind of some funky music.
I'm twerking. I'm twerking. I'm twerking. I'm twerking.
Oh, we got to get that so that the YouNow people can see this. Welcome back, everybody. Again, Twitter, PTR Radio, or the phone, 877-787-8822. As always, you can also get us in chat on YouNow. We're on YouTube as well, if you haven't checked it out. We have segments which aren't on live air. They're only on YouTube that you can get. Those are known as On the Road Again with Shaggy and The Ape Man Goeth. So those are something to pay attention to. And I just did a big, huge release. We did I did 2 episodes of Shaggy on the road again with Shaggy, and then I also put out our last 2 podcasts because I was extremely behind on that. So if you want to get signed up for the podcast and get them, when I get around to it, ptrradio.com is the website for that. So our number 2 of the show is brought to you by Dollar Shave Club. That's right, Dollar Shave Club. Shave time, shave money. Dollar Shave Club. Use the link on PTR Radio and help out the show and get good razors for yourself in the process.
Yeah, it's funny. We just talked about the seaweed bacon thing briefly. And in my news feed, the local Fox affiliate posts up, bacon flavored seaweed loaded with vitamin. Read about the discovery here. I commented, no. Just no. Bad enough that turkey is trying to muscle in on the bacon game. Now you've got seaweed trying to get in on it. Now, I had a great day the other day with Sirius, the morning mashup on Sirius XM Hits 1.
Yeah.
They posted a comment about, or they had a discussion thread about Prime Day.
Oh, my God, Prime Day.
Let's talk about Prime Day. Because my comment was the most liked comment on that discussion thread where I said, I thought it was great. Instead of me spending tons of money on crap I don't need, money stayed in my wallet.
I could definitely see that.
There was a I logged on at one point. There was a goddamn wait list for an electric pencil sharpener. I had to look at the calendar. What year is this? It's 2015. Electric pencil sharpener?
Yeah, it was ridiculous. The wait list was stupid. The God, there were so many dumb things. Dumb supplements. So many supplements.
Yeah.
Supplements, socks, the occasional TV that I think Amazon was only selling 4 of. So, yes, it was like Black Friday, except better. Instead of the store only having 1 TV for $199, they had 4.
Yeah. And and then having to go back and check over and over and over and over again for nothing that you wanted to be there. I mean, I actually ended up making an order on Amazon on Prime Day, but there was no discount at all. Give me 1% off or something.
Yeah, I bought some coffee.
I bought a monitor.
I almost bought a new razor, right?
Yeah.
A new double-edged razor, nice, decent one. It was like 50% off. I was like, okay. So it came out to be like $14. I was like, okay. But then I felt bad. So I'm looking through the deals to find something that Kim might like. And in the time it took me to try and find something, the razor disappeared from my cart because it was more than 15 minutes.
It was just it was ridiculous. In fact, Walmart did a sale opposite Prime Day.
Mm-hmm.
And every single website I went to said Walmart trounces Amazon during their Prime Day. Walmart deals much better. Customer satisfaction 10 times what Amazon's is. Yet Amazon calls it a wild success.
Well, they sold lots of crap.
I know. It was somebody I read on a comment thread said Prime Day is like garage sailing. It's a bunch of garbage you don't want, don't need, and you'll spend a lot of time looking at it.
Somebody else said that going through the deals on Prime Day was like going through the clearance rack at Marshall's.
Oh, I can see that for sure.
I also felt that it made Woot's things, made the things that Woot is selling look high class.
Oh, it did.
Really? And a lot of it was the same stuff, like Roombas. There were about 15 Roombas.
But there was a lot of stuff that was just like, who is buying that?
Yeah, I don't understand who buys some of the stuff that goes up for sale.
Especially just a lot of the percentages they were showing were percentages off the list price not the actual usual Amazon price. So it's like
Right.
75% off. Well, yeah, but it's usually 72% off. So what's the point?
Okay, so Amazon became Kohl's for a day. I don't know if you guys have Kohl's out there.
Oh yeah, man.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so
It was the
go to
pennies
Kohl's,
of the
right?
internet.
Well, you
is
go
what
you go to Kohl's, and every day it's like they show what the list price is and what the discount is, and I had to laugh when you go to the register like you saved $110 today. I only spent $30. No, I didn't save $110. It's because your freaking MSRPs are so jacked.
Yeah.
Now, do your Kohl's have the new electronic price tags on them?
Yes, we've had them for a long time.
Yeah.
Actually. And
I don't know how long they've been there. I don't go there very often.
neither do I. I don't remember Kohl's by us not having them. So we've had them for years now, but half of them don't work. Or if it's like a rack of something, you have to walk around all four sides to find out to find the price of the item you're actually looking at, because it doesn't necessarily line up.
Yeah.
On like the freestanding racks.
Yeah, we don't go there. I'm sure Shaggy doesn't go there for the same reason that I usually don't go there.
I go there to buy gift certificates for the women that need gift certificates for birthdays, Mother's Day, etc., Christmas.
Yes. The reason we don't
or if my wife needs something that is damn it, one of those stupid brand names for the kitchen. Yeah.
Kohl's apparently
KitchenAid.
doesn't
That's
like
it. KitchenAid.
selling clothing to people who eat any food whatsoever.
No.
I made the mistake one time of buying a Mark Anthony shirt. They might as well just call it clothes for twigs.
Yeah. Not twinks, twigs.
Right. Now, admittedly, I will go clothes shopping at Kohl's because they do have some nice clothes. They have some decent stuff. I will go there. I'm not ashamed to admit I bought a suit at Kohl's.
Yeah.
One, because I was a little bit broke, and the Kohl's charge, I had a 35% off coupon. Okay, so I got my suit for cheap. A nice suit.
Yeah.
Not something I would want to be buried in.
Well, no.
Not something I would wear in lieu of a tux. But
right.
It's a decent suit, considering I had no suit. Now I have one suit.
Yeah, compared to no suit, some suit is better.
Mm-hmm.
It's better than Salvation Army suit.
I mean, we used to go there clothes shopping a lot because they used to have better deals on like sneakers and stuff. Yeah. And we would do a lot of Christmas shopping there for the relatives that we only see at Christmas because, until we found out what they like to drink. Now we shop at the liquor store.
Exactly. Is life easier when your free citizens are over 21?
You just got all pixel. Colin is a blob.
I don't know why.
Now, and I don't mean that in a negative way. It's like you just went all 8-bit on me.
Huh. Weird. Should be. That's odd. But now it just dropped us completely. Oh, that's wonderful. How nice of it. But because our picture is still going.
Well, and I still hear you. I hear you better now.
Well, there's a trade-off. We have a trade-off in play. You get audio or video, not both.
Okay.
So now you should see us. Can you see us okay?
You're still 8-bit, but that's okay.
Okay. Well, that's fine. That's just the way it's going to have to be for a little bit, I guess, which is weird because it doesn't look 8-bit to us, especially when we're looking at it. And who knows? Who knows? So, all right, moving along from the 8-bit weirdness. I'm not, but I didn't think I was brought. Yeah, some things are just acting goofy. All right, so we're gonna close that.
Yes, because we'd like to be.
Yeah,
prefer to be Mickey.
All right, and we'll close that. All right, so now moving along quickly. I don't to what I have no idea. So I had all these things, and then anytime this happens,
well,
I know what we can talk about. I have a thing.
Okay, while you're pulling that up, I'm very disappointed Nate's not here to express his anger about Prime Day.
I know. I agree. And I don't know what his freaking problem is, but it's one of those things.
Prime Day pretty much was exactly the way I expected it to, because it was just like Black Friday. That's what they said.
Saw a lot of stuff that I didn't want or couldn't afford, and didn't think it was a great deal, so I didn't buy anything.
Yep. And honestly, do we really need anything?
Yes. Always need things. Gotta have it.
There was one thing I saw that was like, I'm going to watch that. It was like an Alienware laptop. And I was like, if that thing has a huge discount on it, then I'll go for it. And then I think the discount came up when I was in the meeting. I did look at it. And I looked it up. It was like $50 off or something. I was like, that sold out immediately.
Yeah, something else like it was 14% off a box of Pop-Tarts.
So
what is up with Alienware making all of these weird-looking cases now? Is this the new thing? But is this the new thing, like the case that looks like a pyramid from the side?
Alienware has always made weird-looking cases. That's pretty much what their company is known for.
And I noticed CyberPower is starting to get in on this, because they have a case that almost looks like not the TIE fighter, like the Imperial shuttle.
Yeah.
With 3 things in a central pod.
Yep.
I'm like, that is my biggest nightmare with a case, trying to figure out how wiring and stuff gets run in that.
Yeah. Well, it's because they're bored. Literally, there is nothing going on with PCs anymore. They keep getting faster and faster processors, but nobody cares because the processor is the least important performance part now. The only part of your computer important for performance is the SSD. And those are getting cheaper and cheaper and faster and faster.
All right, Mike, I'm gonna tell you something here. Portland is having a problem with their power lines. All right?
Good for Portland.
What do you think the problem with the power lines are?
Squirrels.
Close. Nuts are involved.
Nuts are involved.
Mm-hmm. Here, why don't I show you? Maybe. First, we're gonna see a factory authorized clearance sale that we don't want to see, so we'll cut to here, and then we'll and that's low, so we'll have to turn that back up. All right,
we have a warning. You might want to send the kids off to bed.
All right, here we go.
Out of the room before this next story. Hide their eyes. Okay, here we go. Someone threw a bunch of sex toys onto the power lines in North Portland. Now, the city is working to take them all down. The Portland Bureau of Transportation says it has taken down about 50 of them so far. There's still more hanging on the power lines. Some people we talked to say they weren't offended, but maybe others are.
I think it's hilarious. I mean, I don't mind it. I'm sure there's some sensitive parents or something, but I don't personally find it offensive. Seems expensive, though.
Of course not. You know how much they cost.
Groups are hoping to take down the rest of them tomorrow.
She would know exactly how much they cost and how expensive it is.
Now,
I mean, they stole them from her car. So, but yes, someone is taking here. I'm gonna show you some of the pictures because everything was blurred out there. So here, there.
Okay.
It's the Ashley Madison hackers.
There's one. That's a good one. And there's another one. It's worked well for them. So evidently there's all kinds of cool puns being thrown around, though. You know, things like let's see here, what was it? Just a couple dildos on a telephone line. There was a couple such a dick move, and what I was gonna make one about somebody cocking about, but
that I no.
That does sound like Portland, though.
So yeah, that happened. Good thing I don't live there. Although I agree with the other lady. It's funny as hell. I'm sure there's people that are upset about it, but it is funny. If you know. And then on the other side of the evangelical, or on the biblical side of things, did you know that there is a former pastor suggesting that Christians should fight gay rights with guns?
Well, I'll just say it sounds like he has a very good reason to be a former pastor.
Here, see if you can understand what this guy is saying.
Hey guys, what's up? Josh Fierstein here. Look, you've already seen the news article floating around Facebook about the homosexual man that's already filed a lawsuit, $70 million against 2 different Bible publications.
So let's get to the good part.
Constitutional rights. Well, check this out. This is one pastor that will not bow. Why? Because my First Amendment right is guaranteed by my Second Amendment right. Think about that, ladies and gentlemen. It's time that we finally take a stand and say no more. We're not backing up.
So he is suggesting that you go around and shoot people just because they're gay.
Yeah, that's actually not protected by the First Amendment.
No, it's not. No. And meanwhile, the cases which he points out in this clip, all right, such as, let's see here. He talks about a minister, Donald and Evelyn Knapp, owners of a Hitching Post wedding chapel, being incarcerated. Well, that was inaccurate. They filed a federal lawsuit last year claiming that the city's non-discrimination ordinances would force them to face jail time if they refused same-sex weddings. However, they registered their business as a religious corporation, which makes them explicitly exempt from the non-discrimination law in the first place. And no one, by the way, sued them, so they were proactively doing this themselves. Also, this author goes on to say they double-checked it and found that thou shalt not kill is still on the list of the 10 Commandments.
Yes,
that's good to know.
And there's no footnote saying it's okay if you're doing it to fight against gay rights.
And in fact, to be even more clear, nowhere in the 10 Commandments does it say don't be gay.
No, it doesn't.
That is not. It's elsewhere in the Bible, but the important one is the 10 Commandments. No, not there.
Yeah.
Thou shalt not kill. That's there.
Yeah. But this guy had 1.6 million Facebook fans. He now has 5 million.
Well, at least we know where they are.
Yeah, they're not on our page. No. And I don't want those people.
No, in fact, we categorically say we don't need you.
Yeah. So people are idiots.
Yes.
This guy, just to say that on the internet and to have it recorded, that'll get brought up at his hearing, which I'm sure he'll have at some point. Not for just doing this, but he's going to do something stupid. Because this is the tip of the stupid iceberg for him.
Yeah.
And there's a whole lot of stupid under the surface. So, it doesn't matter whether you agree, disagree, whatever. Don't kill people.
No.
That's today's message, ladies and gentlemen. Don't kill people. Don't kill people or hurt small animals. That's what PTR Radio is really, going for.
Yeah.
That's our charge to humanity.
Spay and neuter your pets.
Barker
and possibly ignorant relatives.
All right, that just became the title for the show.
Yes. So, can I do something lighter now?
Yes.
Okay, we're going to non-ignorant relatives now. I was showing Shaggy some stuff on my Facebook page. So, I have two nephews, and the younger of the two, his name is Griffin. He's been spouting off, and he just finished kindergarten, so he knows his age.
So he's educated now.
Yeah. But he's always coming up with these statements that my sister, his mom, calls Griffinisms.
Okay.
So
I'm going to read some Griffinisms.
Yeah, and Colin, and to give you some perspective here, Colin started doing this before the Colin told me a couple of these before the show, and I said, wait. These have to make it onto the show because, like puppies, we like little kids.
Yes.
And little kids are cute sometimes.
So I'm going to read these in kind of chronological order.
Yep.
This goes back several months here. And just so you know, the other nephew is named Cole. So his older brother is named Cole. So, Dad, I'm glad I'm not a vegetarian because then I would never get a chance to get the meat sweats.
That's a brilliant child right there.
Wait, it gets better.
Okay. So this one's my sister writing this in first person. I fell asleep earlier with the TV on, and apparently Keeping Up with the Kardashians came on. Griffin woke me up and said, Mom, Chloe just slapped Scott. I don't think this is appropriate for me. Okay. Dad, I just came up with a new game. I put on this helmet and then I run my head into the wall.
I think we may have found our Nate replacement.
Yeah, this is a very
much funnier than Nate.
Yeah.
This is a very recent one. I guess Steak and Shake had a kids eat free thing going on.
Okay.
So Griffin to the waitress. Was my meal free today? Waitress, yes. Oh, good. Then I don't have to use my allowance to eat today. Thank you very much. To my sister. Did you hear that, Mom? I get to eat today.
See? Okay. This reminds me, it sounds like he would be a perfect fit in these Bat Dad videos that I've been seeing. Because he would play along perfectly with Bat Dad. Who, by the way, I want to punch in the face, but that's neither here nor there.
Mom, this house must be haunted. Somebody grabbed my arm and made me hit Cole in the throat. This is a case for Scooby-Doo.
Yes!
And then this was an entry today. Griffin just walked past me with a roll of duct tape and a knife, and he said, "Don't worry, I have these for a perfectly legitimate reason."
Oh, this child needs a reality show. The life and times of this child should be the Truman Show in real life now, because eventually something is going to happen. Or just Colin, let's just get together and brainstorm and write a script of adult Griffin in a sitcom.
Adult Griffin, Peter Griffin.
So I think we'll just make this a recurring segment. I'll read more Griffinisms in the future.
Oh yeah, I think this is yours. You owned it right now. This is. I want this every week, or at least every 2 weeks. I gotta have this. Tell that kid to get writing his material. Oh, yeah, man.
So there were a lot of deaths today or the past couple of days, and still no points. We kind of alluded to the death pool earlier.
Yeah, ptrradio.com/death pool.
Which you can't enter now.
No, but late. you can review and get ready for next year because it's only 5 months away.
Yes. And since I mentioned it, let me open this up somewhere. I have to find it again. There it is. If I am correct here, Captain Kraken is still in the lead by a little less than 3 points. But we have not had any deaths here, that any point scoring deaths since Christopher Lee.
Yeah, no, it's been pretty slow. It's been pretty slow in the celebrity death pool action, you know. And it's just one of the feast or famine, because sometimes, you know, in 2 weeks we'll have, you know, 3 deaths, and sometimes we won't have any for a month or two. And so it's just you know, it's just whatever we get.
And the funny part is, as of right now, Captain Kraken. Well, actually, I got to resort that. Where's Colin?
Right here.
No, you schmuck. Oh no, you're way up at the top. That's right. Shaggy, you're slowly moving down the list as far as possible points.
Yeah, because all my people were old.
Because you're almost at the point now where, and I shouldn't talk because I'm not that far behind, but Captain Kraken actually, let me resort this. Hold on.
He doesn't have an insurmountable lead, does he?
Well, no, not yet. I'm just going to resort something here. Let's put it this way. The following folks, let's see, standings, 84. No, he doesn't have an insurmountable lead, but as of right now, Sully, FRJ, Donger, and Dean, they look, and Chris Brake Show, they're virtually out of the running.
Oh no!
And I say that because the maximum amount of points that they can get is right now. Captain Kraken has 50% of their total possible points.
Ow!
You're getting close to it, Colin. You still have a shot.
I hope not. But yeah.
The irony here is, Colin, if any one of Colin's picks goes right where to go right now, Colin would jump into the lead.
Which is obviously what we want. That's all that we want. Is for Colin to win again. That would make life worth living.
Yeah, as of right now, as far as the hosts are concerned, I'm the only one on the board.
Yeah.
Well, let's keep you there.
So
I didn't realize that, you know, Britney Spears, who is on my list, was still that much younger than everybody else's list.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, right now, Captain Kraken has 84.41 points. If Kate Winslet were to die, who is your oldest pick, you would have 86. Well, 87, because Captain Kraken would then get an extra bonus point. He would have 85. So you'd still jump into the lead by like 2 points.
Everyone can see how difficult this is. I mean, this is some heavy stuff.
Yeah, we made fantasy football.
Yes, fantasy football is easy compared to this.
Oh, just
that's
wait
why
until,
DraftKings doesn't want anything to do with our contest.
Just wait until next year.
Oh yeah,
I'm already planning out next year. Next year it's going to take that's what that new machine is going to be built for. Sole processing of the death pool tracker.
Yeah. And we'll have Alexa to keep us up to date.
Yes.
Alexa, stop. So, in fact, we haven't checked in with her today. She is learning new things every day. I just got an email that now she can tell you what sports scores are, what position different people are in as far as teams and everything else, and all that kind of fun stuff. So, is there anything that we want to ask her today, Mike?
I don't think so.
All right. Let's see here.
I can't think of anything.
Well, let's try this. Alexa, what's the temperature in Boulder, Colorado right now?
What the hell made you want?
In Boulder, Colorado, it's 77 degrees with mostly cloudy skies. Tonight, you can look for clouds and showers and a low of 57.
Well, we always used to do a temperature check, and she doesn't know what a rate array is. So,
Are you sure? Ask her.
Okay, hold on. Alexa, what's the rate array temperature?
Right now in Springfield, it's 83 degrees with partly sunny skies. Tonight's forecast has clouds with thunder showers and a low of 68.
So, so she just did since she didn't know, she did the forecast for here.
Okay, I got to share this on my timeline. The guys that have done Muppet mashups to other songs.
Yes.
Like where they had Rolf the Dog or Dr. Teeth singing Old Dirty Bastard.
Yeah.
They just released one where Miss Piggy is singing Rihanna's Bitch Better Have My Money.
Oh, you know what we didn't go over on the show, but that I did post to our Facebook page was Obama's speech. Did you see that, Mike?
No.
Here, let me go ahead and see if I can put this together for us. Failed to load YouTube video. Of course you did, because it's a short.
Oh well,
URL.
let's talk about this real quick.
Yep.
How many more people is Donald Trump trying to piss off during his campaign?
As many as possible, I think.
Okay, he's got the Mexicans all pissed off, and apparently, George Lopez went on an epic rant during a show. And in that article, I found out he's being considered to replace Donald Trump on The Apprentice. Says George Lopez's publicity team, because there's no way in hell anybody would watch that.
From around. All right, so here we go. Here is Obama's latest speech that he gave on July 4th. We missed this one.
Good morning, everybody. Today, in less than an hour, aircraft here will join with others from around the world. And many of you will be launching the largest aerial battle in the history of mankind.
This is awesome.
Mankind. That word should have a new meaning for all of us today. We can't be consumed by our petty differences here anymore. We will stay united in our common interests. Perhaps it's our fate that today is the 4th of July. And you are once again fighting for our freedom, not from tyranny or oppression, but from annihilation. We are fighting for our right to live, to exist. And should we win today, the 4th of July will no longer be known as an American holiday tradition, but as the day that the world declared in one voice. We will not go quietly into the night. We will not vanish without a fight. We're going to live on. We're going to survive. And today, we celebrated this Independence Day.
So now my only problem with that speech was obviously they couldn't get the inflection right. Because when he goes, "We will survive. We will win." You know, you need that. You need that in there. Bill Pullman pulled that off.
Yes, he did.
We will not go quietly into the night.
They should have finished with a shot of Obama blue screened into a fighter jet.
That would have worked. But I did like how they flipped back and forth between the movie and him, and you know, so you got the crowd sequence. That was great. So yeah, yes. we posted that one. So if you're one of those mashup fans, and I don't believe that Jimmy Fallon did that one. Somebody else did that one, but it's on our Facebook page. So make sure you check that out. /PTR Radio there on Facebook. Speaking of made for TV things, Mike, I don't know if you know this, but Vince McMahon's rules for WWE announcers was accidentally leaked. A Reddit user found this and posted it online for all the world to see.
Oh yeah, I need to see this because.
Now, I will admit that I used to be into wrestling back when I was like 8.
Oh, yeah, well.
8 to 12, I think, are your formative wrestling years. That's where you will, that's where you will learn people's names. That's where you will learn moves that everyone does. You know, you will be excited from Monday Night Raw. You know, that's where that will happen, I think. Now, then you grow up and you grow out of that. You eventually move out of your mom's basement, and you go along and you realize that it was all made for television, and it's just a soap opera with sweaty men. Sometimes sweaty girls, if it's a diva fight, but it's mostly sweaty men in funny costumes. All right. However, Vince McMahon takes it very seriously. From page 1, here's some of the do's. Do take the high road. Don't be crude, especially with the divas. Number 2, if you're working a taped show, watch it ahead of time and prepare. I think some of those are common sense. Make your own notes on superstars and keep it up to date. Sit up straight on all cameras, dress professionally, talk to your partner, and glance at the camera more often than not, depending on the moment. Now, who was the best, Mike? Who was the best wrestling commentator ever?
That was Jim Ross.
Jim Ross.
Oh my God, folks! Tonight we're going to have a real slobber knocker here for you. Hulk Hogan coming out as the greatest of all time. You see, you're not looking at me here.
I'm looking
He's the
at
greatest. Jim Ross. He's the greatest. Jim Ross is the greatest of all time. Even after Bell's palsy, he still comes out and called every single slobber knocker. And oh my God, Mick Foley just went through 7 cages. He might be dead. How is Mick Foley alive?
No, I disagree. The best guy ever was Mean Gene Okerlund. Mean Gene got the work.
Okay. All right. I forgot about Mean Gene way back in the day because I don't remember him as being a commentator as much as he was like doing backstage interviews and such.
He was the Doug Llewellyn of world wrestling.
He was. See, Jim Ross was right at at the ringside calling it on TV with his cowboy hat.
Yeah. But glad I pulled that one.
But some of these things, words to avoid. Recent additions.
Do not use 5-star match or match of the year. If the match meant nothing, Vince wants to talk to the announcers and tell them to stop reading the dirt sheets. Announcers need to understand what makes a match a good match. Describe the WWE superstar. If you describe who the guys are, it gives them life and character as opposed to being a champion. Say the arrogant world heavyweight champion Jack Swagger, etc. Always try to be more descriptive with the WWE superstars as opposed to just calling them the WWE champion John Cena or world heavyweight champion Jack Swagger. If you are more descriptive, you will build their character. No cursing. No, don't call blood. What the hell does that mean? Don't say Edge is busted open. Instead, say Edge got his teeth knocked down his throat, or Edge's nose must be broken. Don't call the obvious. Which ones do you like, Mike?
So I'm flipping through some of this, and it's just like, good Lord Christ, this is.
Never use the term "the title is on the line." Use terms like "the title will be defended." Layout, make what you have to say more important and make the audience listen to you. Ask rhetorical questions, then lay out. Let the audience digest the material. Please do not use the term sports entertainment. Going forward, use entertainment in its place.
Look, Vince McMahon is trying so hard to control the WWE. And I'm guilty. Like, I was a huge wrestling fan back when, like, D-Generation X. Oh, my God. Phone call.
PTR Radio, you're on the air.
Oh, yes, finally.
Yes. Who do we have?
Yes. My name is Stephen Bethea.
Hey, Stephen, how's it going?
It's going pretty good, buddy. I've been listening for years since I was on NHD or whatever.
Yep.
But so I just looked on YouTube, and you guys are the first one that pops up.
Well, that's great. We love being the first that pops up.
Yeah. From what I've seen, is Shaggy, Colin, and Mike Nate, man.
Yes.
Correct?
Yeah.
Yep.
So Nate has missed not another show.
Yes, he has missed another show.
What the hell is going on with Nate?
Well, and it's weird because he's already basically given me notice that come the end of August, he's not going to be on the show anymore. So you would think leading up to that he would show up.
Okay, if you guys were a TV show, he would just be a recurring character. He wouldn't even be a main character.
No. In fact, at one point, we changed his title on the website to junior intern producer, I think. And, of course, he never noticed. So, yeah. No,
of course.
Now, let me ask you this. Is him leaving the show going to affect you enjoying the show?
Not really. Because, honestly, I don't mean to offend anyone.
No, that's
but Colin is my favorite host.
Wow.
Just because he's the underdog. He's my favorite host.
Well, thank you.
All right, so with that said, have you watched the latest episode of On the Road Again with Shaggy where Colin was a guest?
No, I haven't. And for one, my Nate, man, I can barely hear you.
Oh, sorry about that.
That's Shaggy.
Barely.
Yeah.
But I understand his question. No, that's not affecting my decision whatsoever.
Okay. But there you go, Mike. He should be able to hear you much better now.
All right. Well, Shaggy, you can re-ask the question because you heard it.
The question was, since you're such a big fan of Colin, did you check out the episode where he co-starred in the On the Road Again with Shaggy?
No, I haven't, and I hate to say it. I've missed so many episodes. Like, I got a new job, and I was out of town in Georgia for so long that I just came home and downloaded all the recent episodes. And I didn't even know you started On the Road with Shaggy again.
Yeah. Well, yeah, we started it up again, and those are on YouTube, so you have to go to YouTube to watch those.
Spoiler alert!
Yeah. Well, sorry, but yeah, he's been on one show. We tried to convince Colin to do it in the Cars with Colin show. So if you want just Colin, if you want a special piece of just Colin, send an email or throw a Facebook message in there or whatever, and rally to get Colin. Get more listeners behind you that you want more Colin.
Colin, get your shit together and go on the road with Shaggy.
Well, I already did On the Road with Shaggy. We did that when we went to
do another one so I can catch up and then enjoy a second piece.
I actually am contemplating doing an On the Road with Colin next week.
Oh, there you go.
Oh my God, shit's getting real.
All right, so Steven, what else can we do for you? How else can we make your life better?
Shaggy, oh my God, there's so many things you do to make my life better. I was a fan for so long, and then I got a new job doing fire sprinkler work, so I got out of it for a while. Like, I was out of town forever. And the only reason I've been catching up is because I've had medical problems, and I've been out of work for the last 2 weeks.
Well, that's no good. What kind of medical problems you been having?
Well, start with told me I had to have my gallbladder taken out, and that wasn't it. They told me it was my heart, and that wasn't it. I just went to the doctor.
Did you have your heart
No,
taken
it
out
wasn't
too?
any of that. No, not taken out.
All right, don't have them take that
They
out.
did
You need that.
No. Exactly. That's what I said. He did an ultrasound on my gallbladder and my heart, and he's like, hey, all that shit is great. I was like, well, what the fuck am I still out of work for? And he's like, listen, out of all your symptoms, what's wrong with you? You either have an aneurysm or a brain tumor. And I was like, well, thank you for saying it just like that.
Yeah. So then you get your MRI.
Tomorrow is my MRI.
Well, there you go.
Well, good luck with that.
Yeah. You're going to be up. It ended the call with him at 5. He hung. Either he hung up or it ended the call. So he's going to get an MRI tomorrow. He might call back here. So he's going to get an MRI tomorrow, and then he'll be in good shape again. At least we hope.
Yeah.
Because Colin, you're number one fan. You can't have him die on you. He's got to live.
Like, neither of those two sound like good choices. So.
No, I agree. So I am floored. All right, now you're back. I don't know what happened, but
I was disconnected. What the fuck?
I don't know. We didn't do it.
Anyways, as I was saying, I've been listening to the podcast the whole time I was out of work. Because you guys are really my favorite show.
Well, thank you very much. We do appreciate that, and
I was listening to the podcast, and as I was calling, I heard the Vince McMahon no commentator say list.
Yeah. What are you?
I was like, what? They're interested in the same things I'm interested in.
That usually makes us interesting to you. We try to relate. That's
what I was saying.
Yeah, we picked.
And I read the list like a week ago, I think.
Yeah.
I think it's bullshit. I think it's bullshit.
Okay, let me ask you this: what did you think about the Hulk Hogan sex tape? Because I'm sure you've seen it.
I have seen portions of Bubba the Love Sponge's wife and Hulk Hogan getting a nasty on.
All right. And was it good? Because all I saw was the end where he was very winded and apologizing.
I agree. I think it should have been banned. I don't think any portion should be listed to the internet. I mean, come on. I mean, anything. The John Cena Nikki Bella sex tape would have been way better.
I know that the China one was not good. The China one.
Oh God.
So,
oh God,
this is much further down the wrestling cornhole than when he ever wanted to go.
Exactly. There's a ladder down the wrestling cornhole, and they should be unlocked like a video game. There should be only a portion of which you should go down. And Hulk Hogan's way too far down.
So
now we had a classic episode where we actually did an interview of a wrestler.
Yes. Did you pay attention to that?
Big E. No, I can't remember his name. To be honest,
Big Sal.
The Big something Gonzalez, the ECW guy.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yes, I listened past that part.
Yeah, that is a great episode for those of you that aren't familiar with us. For when we do, we occasionally get an episode, and that was one of our biggest pulls. It happens to be a friend of Mike the 8-Man, and I was nice enough. to come on the show.
To be honest, Mike the 8-Man was my favorite guy because I started with NHB, and then I came over to PTR. Mike the 8-Man was my favorite guy because he was on NHB with Racist Dave and everything.
Yep, and I'm still friends with Racist Dave.
And then Colin, you're the guy. You're just the guy.
Boy, Mike, it sounds like compared to Colin, we both suck.
Well,
there's no competition. We should just have the Colin show. We should.
I've listened. I've listened. When I listen to the Colin show, I cut grass.
See, I have always subscribed.
When I listen to the Colin show, I cut grass. I have the podcast.
Oh.
You guys might have removed it from the other thing, but I keep the podcast.
I've always subscribed to the Mystery Science Theory 3000 philosophy of as long as one person out there found it funny, it was worth doing.
All right.
Well, I'm that guy.
There you are.
Well, you know what, Steve?
When I cut grass, I listen to the Colin show. I mean, just because when I cut grass, I know what they're saying, but plus I'm not missing that much.
Oh, my God. All right. Well, you know what? We love you, Steven. We really do.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right. Well,
and what the hell happened to 8-Man
and the Cylon? He called, and that's okay because we got to go anyway. We're over. He was asking about what happened to 8-Man and the Cylon, and there was no call for it again.
No,
there was no real feedback on it.
That's the first time that anybody has ever actually asked or given any kind of feedback on 8-Man and the Cylon.
Yeah. So, but that was a great call. I love that guy.
That's the best phone call since Tor in Norway.
Since Norway loves PTR. I agree 100%. That was the best. So, and you know what? We're just gonna have to call it on that. I mean, I don't think we can get any better.
We can't.
So we're just gonna have to end it right there. So as soon as Funky Master comes out. You have been listening to PTR Radio here on the fabulous interweb. We want to thank everybody, especially Steven, our last caller.
Steven, we really hope you're okay.
Yes, we do.
Positive thoughts your way for your ultrasound tomorrow, my friend.
MRI, not ultrasound. So, but yes, I'm gonna send him to voicemail because we're hitting the road. But you know what? Again, like Mike said, good thoughts, and we definitely look forward to hearing from you again in the future. And glad that you love Colin so much. You might have a stalker, my friend. In fact, we may just change the name of the show. It was going to be Spay and Neuter Your Pets and Possibly Your Relatives. Now it's Colin Stalker.
There we go.
All right, and we have a new name. So. All right, folks, we'll be back in 2 weeks. That's right, for Steven and everybody else. We'll be back on the 3rd live, so make sure that you check us out then. Until then, check us out, ptrradio.com. All the information you want about the show is there, as well as ways that you can help support the show. So don't forget to check out our sponsors that are all listed right there on the front page. So with that said, obviously missing Nate, as a caller pointed out. I'm Shaggy.
I'm Colin.
I'm Mike the 8-Man, reminding you that on Sunday I will be making a public appearance at the New Beginnings Animal Rescue Car Show in Sayreville, New Jersey, at the VFW on Journey Mill Road.
Oh, and also I will be making a public appearance this Saturday, the Anchor Boat Club, and then I'll talk about the one in August coming up when it gets a little bit closer. But I'll be there this Saturday DJing, so if you want to come out, crash a wedding, and check me out. All right, till then, we'll see you guys in 2 weeks. Later.
Peace.